I'm just a passing through slime. Remember that. Yeah, I mentioned this on the Discord, but it turns out a massive chunk of this mod is just not compatible with multiplayer. Unfortunately, there's a lot of things that just never got reported, and I've been spending the past few days fixing them, and it's incredibly annoying. You have no idea. You have no idea how difficult and awkward it is to test things on multiplayer, especially when you have no idea what the difference is. Minecraft is very weird. The server doesn't even know you're moving. How are we supposed to calculate things on your movement if it doesn't know that you're moving? I'm confused. But I'm going to stop rambling and actually get onto things now. In a second, okay? In a second. But first we need to talk about this little lady. This is Kamen Rider G6. Now you might be thinking, yeah, we know G6. That's not new. That's not exciting, okay? You've shown this off previously. How many weeks are you going to bring the same homework in and be like, okay, this is new. Okay. Trust me. This time it's new. She's got wings. Yeah, one of the problems with adding a rider to the mod before we get proper images of it is there's always details that are missed, especially when it comes down to the back. Yeah, I didn't know she had a jetpack. She now has a jetpack. Believe it or not, G6 is the reason I spotted a lot of these issues. Because simply, flying didn't bring out a jetpack. Gliding did, but flying didn't. It turns out a bit of code had been removed over the years. So I re-added that code. Turns out that code also didn't work on servers. Because, yeah. Now I haven't fixed this yet, but that's what I'm doing after this. So if I haven't fixed this on multiplayer, what did I fix? Well, it turns out there's a lot of things that didn't work. Because whilst testing this, we've discovered the fact that flat doesn't work, stretch doesn't work, wide doesn't work, climbing doesn't work, bikes don't work, balls don't work, capes don't work, the bike forms don't work. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Laser. I'm looking at you. Turns out quite a lot of stuff doesn't work. So we've essentially spent the last week fixing all of these little mistakes, in which I mean, we've probably got like 70% of the way through fixing everything, and even then, it's still a buggy mess. Remember how last week I said I wanted to get the update out? This is why I didn't. Meh. But thanks to the rest of the team, we have a bit more to show off than just the fact that G6 has a jetpack. So I think we should start going through these things. I'm on it. Still to this day, this is cool. So what is there new for Kamen Rider Zets? Well, the answer is nothing. So you might be wondering, why am I showing off Zets? I am currently at 6,440 subscribers. Why am I bringing this up? Well, 7,000 is a pretty nice number. And, well, 7 and Agent 7. Do you see where this is going? Yeah, if you guys can help me get up to 7,000 subscribers, I might be planning something big for Zets. So subscribe and hit like if you haven't. Seeing as we're talking about G6, let's talk about, well, G. Yes, Andrew has updated G. Now, I have no idea if this has a pose. What's the likelihood he has a pose? He has a pose. Not that different from the basic one, but he has a pose. Yes, this is Kamen Rider G from this special that I think was actually called Kamen Rider G, which was part of Decade. Well, which aired at the same time as Decade. It wasn't really part of Decade, but it aired at the same time as Decade. Yeah, this is pretty much everything. He has this weird bottle opener thing. Yeah, there's not much to G, other than the fact he appeared in Overquartzer. One day we'll do something with that. So, seeing as I just mentioned Decade, should I talk about Decade? Now I'm going to talk about Hibiki. So, last time round, I mentioned the fact that Chair had started updating Hibiki. We had Hibiki can of beans, and that was pretty much it. But this time round, we have a few more forms. We have Hibiki armed, which is pretty cool. I love this. You notice, like, oh no, chair, it's broken. Somebody broke it. The things aren't disappearing from the back. It was a case of when you equip the Ongekibo Rekka, the Ongekibo Rekkas on the back were supposed to disappear. but they don't seem to be disappearing now. Something's broke. Hopefully I didn't break it. It was probably me. It was probably me. But you can see like the arm saber does disappear. So that's cool. Yay! But we also got the 2 card warrior forms. We have Akane Taka, is that? Which, okay. Yeah, this looks cool. And we have the Boku no Senshi or Survive card form, which goes on top of can of beans. I always like this form. I love this thing. Anytime I can talk about the card warrior stuff, I'm happy. One day we need to sort out this glitching. But it wasn't just Hibiki that got updated. We also got Hibiki, is this? The Hibiki? I never remember with these. But we also got Todoroki and Zanki. So that's the main first kind of 4 kind of things, the secondary and the tertiary, is that the right word? No, tertiary and like the mentor to the tertiary, the main 4 are done. So now is it time for Decade? No. To get to Decade, we must journey through the Decade. Kiva time! So previously, L has been working on Kamen Rider Kiva. We had, of course, the normal Kiva, Garu, Basha, Doga, and of course, Dokabaki or whatever it is. I can never get this thing right. Oh, L. Glitching, L. We need to fix that. Well, this update, we got Emperor. Yeah, that's cool. So this is Kiva Emperor form, Kiva's final form, and I think this looks cool. Of course, it's got the cape. Kiva's finally got a cape. People can stop asking when Kiva's gonna get a cape, because Kiva's got a cape now. And of course, seeing as we got Emperor, that means Emperor Dokibaki from the Hyper... I think it was a Hyper Battle DVD. It was a DVD special thing, either way. Yeah, this is still cool. And it's probably not worth mentioning, but I simplified the shading on Floyd Stellar. I didn't really make much changing, I just simplified it a bit. It still walks funny. I find that hilarious. I believe this has a unique pose. I've never tried this. Yes, it does. That is cool. So I believe we have now actually properly journeyed through the Decade, because we have Fuga, Akito, Ryuki, Faiz, Blade, Hibiki, Kabuto, Den-O, Kiva, and of course, thanks to Hosif, we have Decade. Decade. Don't mind me, I'm just a passing through slime. Like I just said, Hosif has updated Decade. He actually now has the lines. This looks so cool. The magenta is actually the color code for magenta. The actual color code that the actor said that Decade was. That's so cool. It's so cool. I'm so happy. But of course, it's not just the base form. We have Violent Emotion, or Violet Emotion as I keep on calling it. Cyan Decade. If you don't know where this is from, this is an interesting one. This is technically a novel form, but as you know, we try and avoid adding novel forms unless we've seen an image of it. Well, have we seen an image of this? No. Well, kind of. During a web movie special thing, they made a joke where they recolored Decade's bike, Cyan, to give it to the End and called it Machine the Ender. But Decade walked on the screen and he was Cyan, and it was like, okay, yep. This is going to be the one from there. And of course, we've set it up to use the End's card because it was the End's card Decade used in the novel. So it's kind of like we tied the two things together. This is such a dumb form. I love it. I love it when we can do stuff like this. But of course, it's not just repaints of Decade. We also have complete. I don't know if you could tell. He's got a card of himself on his head. Oh, look at me.
Look at me!
Supposedly there is another form here, but don't know. But I haven't tried it yet, so let's see if we can work this out. I believe we need each of the riders' cards. Let's try. Yay! We got strongest complete! As you can see, each of the riders have taken on their final forms. It's so cool. But of course, it's not just Decayed. It's Neo-Decayed. Yeah, this is a pretty easy form. You just copy the texture and the armor from the other one. But it's still cool, right? I mean, it's really cool when you use this. Just look at all those cards. Just look at them. They're all in their final forms. This is so cool. And look. Anyone that wants to complain, look. Bututera. Bututera is the final form, okay? Osif must have had a really fun time making this. But with Osif remaking all the Decayed forms, I kind of want to get it down in and update one of my favourite Decayed forms. This is Decayed O's armor. Believe this is classified as a final form ride. I don't know. I can't remember. It's an SIC thing. Here's a really nice image that I found of it. I mean, it's a really nice image that I found of it. Doesn't this look cool? But seeing as we've got complete, we might as well. Ultimate, Shining, Survive, Blaster, King, Armed, Hyper, Liner, Emperor, and Complete. You know what? I might as well change these back just so they all match. I don't care what anyone says. Seeing all these guys together, it's so nice to see. But Decayed isn't the only rider from Decayed. We also have Henshin. The End. Yes, Hosif has also updated The End. But we don't just have The End, we have The End powered up. Yeah, this is the exact same texture. We have The End, but green. Yeah, that same web movie that I mentioned with Cyan, Decayed. The End walked onto the screen and he was green. Yeah, technically this form doesn't exist. It is literally just a joke, but seeing as we did the Cyan Decayed, we had to add the green The End. Now, this one wasn't Hosif, but I believe Andrew at some point updated this thing, so I figured I might as well just show it off. Been updated. It's a bit 3D now. But back onto The End, we have, of course, Complete. How many times am I going to have to get close to the camera to go, look, there's cards. There's cards. Osif, just noticed a bug. The top of the legs are still magenta. Fix it. It seems I forgot to show off Dark Decayed. Dark Decayed! And that wasn't the only things Hosif done. We also got a new rider. Yeah, that rider's very much in air quotes. Can't quite see it because I've not got any arms. Where's my arms gone? I've lost my arms. We have, from Kamen Rider Zo, Doras. Look, he's got giant horns on the top of his head. Yeah, I've not seen Zo, so I can't really comment too much on this. But one thing I can say is he's got a red version. I don't have any information. I can't tell you anything else. So even though I've spent so much of this week just bug fixing and trying to sort things out, we have had a massive amount of things done. I absolutely love the amount that we've been able to achieve this week. So let me know, what's your favourite thing that we've shown off? And I think I'm going to end it here. Till the next time, goodbye. Fix it!